Om. Namaste. Hope all are comfortably placed, enjoying our video. A momentum has begun to publish a book on Mahavatar Babaji's life and journey. This book will be an international publication and we hope to come out soon, maybe in a couple of months. The book will see the light of the day with the contribution of our WhatsApp group, some prominent members. This apart, today we are going to touch upon a very important secret understanding subject which we had discussed. The secrecy has no limit. As and when and as and how we go deep inside. Through the Samyama, many members have brought out several secrets to their own understanding. In the same way, we will touch upon another subject in the same arena so that what is there in store we will understand. Come, let us go. Earlier we understood that it was a pure conscious. From the Bindu, the superconscious has come out in two forms as Sakala Shiva and Nishkala Shiva. The Nishkala Shiva remains as it is. The Sakala Shiva comes out as an activator. The moment the Prakriti comes out, the feminine energy comes out, it is ignorant, it is nescience, it is led by avidya, no vidya, no intellect. Now, an avidya person or an avidya entity remains poor in all aspects. No wealth, no courage, no education. When you deeply understand the tip of the Sri Chakra Yantra, you will come to know that on the tip, Bindu is there. From the Bindu, the Prakriti slightly detaches and appears to be two. The moment it appears to be two, when the Shiva and Shakti comes out, Shakti closes the eyes of Shiva. That is a different connotation for different understanding for different level of individuals or the sadhakas. Here the Prakriti comes out with avidya. Immediately the inducement of vidya has to take place. In Sri Chakra, below the Bindu, we can see a Trikona or we can see a Trikona Chakra. There are three energies hidden in this. There are so many energies are hidden here. Let us take the very prominent three energies or multiplied by 2 or little later multiplied by that we will see later. Kameshwari or Rudra Shakti, Vajreshi or Vishnu Shakti, Bhagamalini or Brahma Shakti. On the Bindu, the Prakriti is seated as Queen of Queens or Raja Rajeshwari. Now we are not discussing about the Bindu, we are enlarging our vision. I repeat, we are trying to or making an attempt to enlarge our vision into three parts: Kameshwari, Vajreshi, Bhagamalini, Rudra Shakti, Vishnu Shakti and Brahma Shakti. The deity for all these three or for the Trikona is Sarva Siddhi, Sarva Siddhi Prada Bhairavi. We will leave it here as for time being. Let us go and understand little more in depth. let us assume the Bindu as the Atman. Because beyond Bindu there is nothing. The first which comes is Atman without any color, without any characteristics, or without any desires or requirements. As such, there is no intelligence, there is no ignorance. When it is divided into two, the Vidya and the Avidya are shown as it is appearing. That half of the Prakriti divided into three, what we discussed above. With this understanding, the Atman comes with 5 covers, 5 sheaths. We will discuss that sheath little later. We have discussed 3 eyes. We have discussed about the Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira and the Karana Sharira. What are these 3 Shariras? Let us first understand. Then it will be easy for us to move forward. Okay. This Sthula Sharira is the gross body which we are able to see ourselves. It is very crude. What we see, we believe. That is where we make mistakes. Because we do not recognize or do not understand the Sukshma Sharira or the Karana Sharira. Sthula Sharira is only a gross connected to the Annamaya Kosha or connected to the gross body. What is seen in an animal is seen here. The divinity is not at all recognized or seen. The divinity is present in the animal. Divinity is present in the human too. But the animal doesn't recognize the divinity in it because it has not been given that distinction of finding a distinction, whereas the man and the woman has been given the ability to have a distinction, but we fail to see the distinction. That is the difference. The Sthula Sharira composed of many layers, diverse components produced by or carried by one's own karma or the past actions. In the previous life, what experience we had undergone to this element through a process called Panchikarana, that is embracing the 5 primordial subtle elements which we do not know as of now. If you take the whole body as an instrument of Jiva, attached to this body, dominated by ignorance or ahankara, the body uses the external as well as internal organs of sense, action, etc. The Jiva is getting identified with the body. If the Jiva is not identified or if the Jiva is unidentified with the body is buried or burnt and it has no meaning on this earth. As long as the Jiva is identified with the body, in its waking awareness state, it is enjoying the grossly objects only. Unknown, unseen things it won't enjoy. So long the gross body is there, the gross matter only it enjoys, or it is able to understand the enjoyment of the gross objects only. The Sthula Sharira's journey is, or main characteristics or main features are Jiva, or the birth are noted as Sambhava, the aging factor or an incident, and the Marana, disappearing of the body or detachment of the Jiva from the Deha, Marana or Mrityu, and finally the waking state. That is, it is able to see its movement, it is able to see it is speaking, it is able to see it is hearing, it is able to see it is breathing, it is able to see it is seeing, or it is able to see it is touching through the Indriyas. So, the Sthula Sharira is the Atman. But in the Sthula Sharira, where is the Atman? We will have to find out. For that, the physical eyes are not sufficient, the physical equipments are not sufficient, the physical instruments are not sufficient, the Panchendriyas are not sufficient, or the sense organs are not sufficient for seeing the Atman. Let us move to the next Sharira. Next comes the Sukshma Sharira, or the subtle body. The subtle body cannot be seen. If our body is about 5 to 6 feet with 2.5 to 3 feet in breadth symmetrically, it is 6 feet by 3 feet by 1 feet. If that is the size of the Sthula Sharira, the Sukshma Sharira can be contained in less than the thumb area by crushed thin layer just outside the Sthula Sharira. All depends upon how matured, how spiritually advanced the Sukshma Sharira will go on getting expanded to any amount of unlimited space consuming. But yet it can be crushed into a single thumb tip. Hope you understand. What we are going to discuss next, the Sukshma Sharira is transmigrating the Jiva or the soul. It gets separated from the body or the Sthula Sharira the moment the Jiva is separated from the Deha. Please understand that. On death, along with the Karana Sharira, the Sukshma Sharira gets detached exactly the same moment when the Jiva is separated from the Deha and the Shiva becomes Shava on earth. Understand? The Sukshma Sharira has 5 subtle elements. We have seen that based on the karmas, the Sthula Sharira undergoes Panchikarana. In the same way, in the Sukshma Sharira, the Panchikaranas have taken place and it contains those Panchikarana undergoing treatment. The Panchikarana undergone Sukshma Sharira contains the following, or would contain the following. Shravanadi Panchakam, that is the perceived 5 organs, ears, eyes, skin, tongue and nose. The Vagadi Panchakam has 5 organs, all are action oriented, so they are action organs, namely speech, hands, legs, anus and genitals. Next is the Prana Panchakam. These are 5-fold vital breaths. We discussed in the Kriya Kundalini awakening program the Panchavayus, Prana Vayu respiration, Apana Vayu evacuation of the waste from the body, Vyana Vayu making blood circulation in the body, Udana Vayu bringing out actions like sneezing, coughing, crying, vomiting, etc. And finally the Samana Vayu, which involves in digestion, or good digestion or bad digestion. Then comes Manas, then the Buddhi, the intellect, discriminating wisdom, positive or negative. That is the reason there are certain actions we are not able to see, certain thinking we are not able to see, certain assimilation in the mind we are not able to see, certain criminal tendencies, planning we cannot see. But when it comes into action, we will be able to see. If it is a good action, we will be able to see through the wisdom. If it comes as a bad action, we will be able to see only through the bad intention of the individuals. Having understood Sthula Sharira and Sukshma Sharira, let us slowly move to the Karana Sharira. Karana Sharira or causal body, that which causes something to happen or something not to happen. Karana Sharira is the cause and can be equated to the seed of the body. Let us understand. It is seed of the Sukshma Sharira as well as Sthula Sharira, the gross body as well as the subtle body. It has no other function other than being the seed. The seed can be converted, fertilized, cultured, and can be made as a plant, and can be made as a tree, and can be made as a garden, and can be made as a forest as big as the earth itself. So the potentiality of the seed is much more worthier, mightier than anything. The Karana Sharira is or can be equated to the Nirvikalpa Swarupam. So there is Nirvikalpa, nothing. From nothing comes out something or everything. No doubt it comes out with the ignorance or nescience, avidya, but it has the potential to be the most wisdomful vidya, vidyaropi, or it is the real identity of the Atman, which has no characteristics. It has vidya as well as avidya, it has knowledge as well as ignorance, but it is not exhibiting anything for the moment. The seed cannot be identified with anything by looking at it. That needs a little more high quality of wisdom within the perceiver or the person who is perceiving it. The seed is not giving any idea of Jiva, Sava or Shiva, because if the seed is available, we can convert it into a Jiva or a Jiva also. It can convert it into a life element, or it can be converted into a dead element also. That is the reason it is not identified with the Jiva. But very distinctly, if you go deep into the subject, you will see Atman is different from seed, because a seed can die or it can sprout also. Atman has no birth, Atman has no death. That distinctions we will have to find out. And that distinction we will have to find, or that distinction we will have to recognize for ourselves. Otherwise the understanding will become misunderstanding. Now we will come to the correct understanding within our YouTube group members and within our WhatsApp group members. We are able to see, recognize something through the gross body. A gross body recognizes a gross body. A gross body will not recognize a subtle body or a Karana body. If a divinity, if a seer is able to recognize a gross body and choose that person as the next level of spiritual guru for the forthcoming days or forthcoming years for the future, then that guru will detach himself from the Sthula Sharira and get into the Sukshma Sharira. From that Sukshma Sharira, he will be able to see the Sukshma Sharira of the person whom he is selecting. That means you need and you get to see something, sense something, recognize something, select something, identify something, reject something, approve something from the Sukshma Sharira only and not by Sthula Sharira. Understood? That is the reason when you are in a waking state, your Sukshma Sharira will work least and will produce least results. When we close our eyes, when we get into the Dhyana and get connected to the divinity, then we will be in a position to identify something beyond us through the third eye. We name it as third eye, there is no third eye. We just for the sake of understanding we mention it as third eye. But when you go into the Sukshma Sharira, that is a different, entire, specific, selective world for us to understand some secrets about everything and about nothing also. This is how the seers and sannyasins, the gurus and siddhas, they do a diagnosis, they do a scanning and find out the purity. Understand? Getting knowledge of this world and qualification of this world and degrees of this world will not help me in any way for understanding another divinity through the Sthula Sharira. When one is able to recognize, identify through the Sthula Sharira, he or she is just a human being. When one is able to see, recognize, identify, reject, accept, choose, use wisdom, etc., through the Sukshma Sharira, that individual is a divine. When one is able to see, recognize, understand, assimilate, control, decontrol, accept, reject, don't do anything, know everything from nothing, from the Karana Sharira, then that individual is divinity. Now we will know the distinction between the three angles of our life, the three types of our bodies, the Sthula Sharira, the Sukshma Sharira and the Karana Sharira, the gross body, the animal body, the Sthula Sharira, the Sukshma Sharira, the divine body, divine Deha, the Karana or casual, which is divinity in itself or in herself or in himself. This is the way of understanding one has to reach for moving little more further into the realm of spiritual life. In the next video, based on the questions raised by the member, based on the interest shown by the members, based on the inclination of the members, we will or we will not discuss further on this very subject, which has more and more secrets, more and more knowledgeable, more and more knowable. Till such time, Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha.